Hi everybody and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I am doing a bit of a plan over. Plan over, you say? Well, plan overs is when I know that some of the meals that I'm going to cook this week are not going to be suitable for James's lunches. So I put together a recipe that I know is going to be good in the freezer and the fridge for a few days. So Sam, if he wants it, but James can take them to work with him. Today I've decided to make lasagna, because it has everything, of course, and makes life so much easier when you have a lasagna with a green salad for lunch. I know that James is eating good during the day and not going to McDonald's and buying a Boss Burger. So I'm just quickly grating some cheese. I have organised everything else. We're about to head over to the stove and cook up the mince and the sauce. So the homemade sauce is one that I have made using lots of hidden veggies. So as you'll see, I'm not adding any other veggies to my lasagna because I've already put it into my sauce. We like this because then that way Sam thinks that when he is eating it, that it is just plain lasagna with no extra veggies. Cheers! I'm now adding, because it's nice and hot already, 500 grams of beef mince. As you can see, the pan is nice and hot and we are just going to mix it around. Once it's nice and beautiful and brown, I'm going to add our homemade tomato sauce, where I add all those extra veggies in that Sam doesn't know about. So this will take you about 4 to 5 minutes and just constantly moving it around. Depending on the mince that you're using, you'll find that there is a bit of extra residue. I do like to remove that. Pop it in here. And I just looked over there because James is in the background and I left my wine on the other bench and he got into it. How rude. That's okay. I haven't bought him whiskey yet. Maybe if you subscribe and like this page, I'll be able to buy James some whiskey. Happy days. So we've just taken all the extra fluid off there, just so it's nice and dry and brown when we add our sauce. Normally I would use Angus beef mince, but my supermarket had run out when I went and got some the other day.
You just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
But they did have on special the premium beef mince. In our family we only do 500 grams. Alright, so that is nice and brown now. This is my homemade sauce. Have a look at the link to have a look at me making my homemade sauce, where I add all those extra yummy vegetables. I put it in this homemade sauce and Sam knows no better. So I'm just going to let that simmer through. Fabulous. Okay, so now we're going to make our cheese sauce. To start off with our cheese sauce, we need 50 grams of butter. Now, when I was, in Form 1 at school, was when we learned how to actually make a roux sauce. Amazingly enough, it stuck in my brain and I have been making it often since then. Basically, your standard roux sauce, which is the base of a cheese sauce, is you melt 50 grams of butter. When it's off the heat, I add in 50 grams of flour and then I mix that until it makes almost a choux pastry type dough, very thin. And then I put it on the heat just for another moment, just to cook off that flour. And the other thing I'm doing is just gently stirring through my mince sauce. And then this is perfect now. And it'll continue cooking as I add the milk. So adding a little bit of milk at a time, stirring through. Now as it's continuing to cool down, because you're putting cold milk into it, you put it on the heat and it'll thicken through. So we're continuously stirring that so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. Taking it back off the heat because we're going to repeat the process and add more milk. So it's quite lumpy at the moment, just continue to stir that. Just repeating that process until you get a fantastic smooth sauce. La 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 la. Now when I'm adding cheese, I do like to take it just slightly past where it's at this sort of sloppy, as my grandfather would say, sloppy custard stage. Look how smooth that has become with just that gentle stirring and slowly adding that milk in. You know the next best bit is about to happen when we add the cheese, because obviously that is why we're doing this. So we're going to add about or 3/4 of a cup, and then the rest will be put aside for the topping. I'm going to put this back on the heat just to melt that cheese through, and that's going to give us the final nice thick cheesy sauce that we are looking for this. Oh, that looks so good. You know, the best part about the next thing we have to do is we have to taste it, because we need to taste as we go. Oh, that is good. I'm in love with this lemon and herb garlic salt. Completely obsessed with it. Mixing that through. So another spoon. So we have to taste that again. It's really good. As you can see, it's nice, it's thick, it's glossy, it's creamy, it's everything we want from a cheese sauce. Now let's get this thing assembled. So I'm bringing my mince across. We've got the perfect cheese sauce. I've tasted that, as you saw. Yep, I cheat. The time and effort it takes to make fresh pasta for lasagna, I'm gonna buy it. So next step is we put a layer of mince and spread that across. I've just remembered something really important. I must drink wine. And also I haven't put my oven on yet. Just remembering to take out what's already in the oven. Setting it to 180. So I'm just gonna pour over the cheese sauce. So the great thing is with this is it's just layering. Easy as. I generally try for 3 or 4 layers, and this is a 2-litre little container, so it's kind of ideal for that. But how is this for a perfect plan over for being able to get it cooked up now on a Sunday, and then that way I know that James is going to have a fantastic meal throughout the week. And then we're going to stick this on. Ooh, it's getting a bit full in here. I'm going to pour the rest of the mince in there. I'm going to stick a layer of pasta over the top. This will actually make 6 portions, which I think is fabulous. So I'm going to just pop that on the top. I did say 3/4 of a cup, but we're not going to need quite that much. Or we could make it fit. Perfect. Then we're going to put that in for 20 minutes, melt that cheese, get that lasagna all nice and crispy on the top. Excellent. So thank you to the magic of television, I'm about to pull our lasagna out of the oven. It is absolute perfection. Voila. Doesn't that look amazing? I'm going to make 6 portions out of that. James is sorted for lunch with fried salad for the rest of the week. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for watching this amazing lasagna. And if you'd like to see more, let me know in the comments of what you'd like to see. Hallelujah.